Hi everyone, welcome back to Dr. J Tech.
Double J gives you a whole new tech.
This is Jacqueline.
This is Jeffrey.
Remember last time we were talking about the rise of Bitcoins and how the Elon Musk brought the significant raise of the value towards Dogecoins and Bitcoins. Today we're going to bring discussions topics onto the NFT. How does it work and how does it have an impact on the current economy? First, Dr. Jeff, I know that NFT stands for non-fungible token, but could you elaborate a little more on that term?
Well, as we talked about blockchain in our last episode, NFT is a unit of data stored on blockchain. It certifies a digital asset to be unique. It can represent as many objects such as a photo, a video, an audio, and other types of digital files.
Wow, NFT sounds novel to me.
How so?
I heard there was a speculation on both NFT and Twitter's debut. Have you ever heard of the story behind that?
You mean the gain that got a Twitter post went up to $2.9 million?
Oh yeah, that one.
It was basically a competitive bidding game. A media post that CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, sold the debut Twitter post that he posted 15 years ago to establish an NFT.
Oh, who was the post bidding against?
It was bidding against the founder of Tron, which is the blockchain platform, and the CEO of Bridge Oracle, which is the blockchain innovative company.
So what happened after?
Well, the CEO of Bridge Oracle finally won the bid with the starting of 500,000 US dollar, which is more than 300 Ethereum, up to 2.9 million US dollar, which is more than 1.6 thousand Ethereum.
Wow, hold up. A post that could go up to $2.9 million shows the recognition people have for blockchain, and it prominently shows the proliferate interest that people have for NFT as well.
But is this the truth? Why are people willing to purchase fictitious things that don't even exist with such high price? Also, what are the diamond marketing tricks? Why is cryptocurrency a brilliant game compared to the diamond marketing tricks?
Okay, guys, before we answer those questions, we need to tell you that Bitcoins utilize blockchain under the establishment of cryptocurrency.
Exactly. A block is a ledger. Blockchains are ledger chains, means numerous ledgers. Thus, blockchain is only a data structure to save data. Since it's only saving data, why is it only saving the transaction records, but not any other data?
Well, because of this, the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, innovated the Ethereum blockchain. You're only able to get any sort of data with paying the transaction fee, including a paragraph of content, a picture, a contract, or even a program. And we call this a smart contract.
Yes, smart contract. For instance, let's say if I want to establish a kind of science coin, but no one has heard about this coin, so it wouldn't be valuable at this moment. But I cannot gather a science coins miner to keep accounts for me. So what should I do?
That's fine. You can hire an Ethereum miner with transaction fee to keep an account for you. Well, now let's wire Alice's science coins to Bob. This transaction will be recorded in Ethereum Ledge inside the Ethereum miner's computer.
Yes, but don't forget the most important thing is that I must pay Ethereum as the reward to the miner. Thus, I must spend my money to purchase Ethereum in order to increase Ethereum's circulation.
Yeah, this will allow Ethereum to become a cryptocurrency that everyone has in common. What is Smart Ethereum Innovator?
Bitcoin ledger, so-called blockchain, can only record the Bitcoin's transaction as blockchain 1.0. However, Ethereum ledgers can make any coins records, even records for any data or executable program as blockchain 2.0.
Oh, right. And since each cryptocurrency has its own format, how is it possible to save the science coin into the Ethereum ledger?
Ethereum blockchain has a special data structure and a standard specification that we must follow, which is called ERC, Ethereum Request for Comments. The most common standards are ERC20 and ERC721.
For those who don't know what ERC20 is, it is part of FT, which is a fungible token. This means that every coin they issued is replaceable, just like the cash that we're using now.
Yeah, you might think the $100 paper cash that we both holding are different papers, but in fact, it wouldn't matter if we switch those two papers.
Yes, the normal cryptocurrency is replaceable.
Exactly. If one thing can be replaced by another, that means they are the same. Just like my Ethereum is the same as yours.
Yeah. Also, to currency, fungible is a necessary requirement, or else how would it circulate?
On the other hand, ERC 721 is part of NFT, which is non-fungible token, means that every single coin issued is the one and only.
Let's say if something in the world is the one and only, then it is considered irreplaceable. For instance, Jack Dorsey's debut Twitter post, Picasso's painting, and Elon Musk's photo. Since Ethereum blockchain is untamperable, we can definitely ensure that this coin is the one and only. We then sell the ownership of this coin to the person who offers the highest price.
Now we are talking about what exactly do I got after buying the irreplaceable coins. Back on March 21st, 2006, Jack Dorsey said just setting up my Twitter, and it became the debut of the Twitter post.
Yeah, it sounds kind of absurd, but if I bought the NFT coin of Dorsey's debut post, what exactly did I get?
Well, actually nothing.
How come?
Actually, you only bought a coin that is recognized by Ethereum NFT, symbolizing that you are holding this post with fictitious copyright. Anyone who logged into Twitter is still able to see the debut post, unless he took it down, or else a person who bought this NFT coin would be just doing a donation to Dorsey.
Oh, Dr. Jeff, why don't we illustrate it through a diagram? Let's say Alice, the digital painter, draws a digital painting. She uses this painting to issue NFT coin through the platform of Ethereum blockchain and sell this digital asset on the platform. After a bunch of bidding competition from the buyers, Bob got it with 100 Ethereum. Later on, Alice wired the NFT to Bob. Bob then wired the 100 Ethereum to the digital asset platform. Among these Ethereum coins, 10 of the Ethereum was the transaction fee. The rest of the 90 Ethereum will be sent back to Alice.
Exactly. Before we continue, keep in mind that all of these transactions are recorded inside the Ethereum miner's computer.
Oh yeah, you got a point.
Because it is impossible to tamper Ethereum's blockchain, thus we can ensure that this coin really symbolizes the digital painting that's drawn by Alice. This behavior is similar to an art piece auction, but the only difference is you must issue an NFT.
What is the meaning of NFT to artists in this situation?
Well, for a general art auction, buyers will get a solid painting. Any paintings drawn by others will be considered as a counterfeit, and the authenticity can be certified by technical analysis.
However, digital artists can only create digital drawings. In fact, it is a file within the computer.
Right. Thus, there won't be buyers interested in things that can be duplicated easily. This would be difficult to ensure the painter's legal right. If anyone could duplicate this file to get a same painting as the real one.
NFT can provide painter to create the only token to symbolize the right of the fictitious art piece.
Then issuing a NFT through smart contract on Ethereum blockchain and selling this token to receive remuneration.
Furthermore, we can design a condition to ensure the artist's rights. For instance, if this token will resell to another buyer in the future, we can share the benefit to the painter again.
Yes, this means each painter can receive a small amount of remuneration every time at the sale, which changes the current normal art piece auction situation where each artist can only get remuneration for the first time.
But the problem for the normal art auction is that buyers can receive an actual painting, but the buyers will only getting a fictitious right of a digital art with NFT.
Yes, this is in similarity to donating to the artist, which is also why NFT was created in the first place.
Why would people still purchase NFT if it's just for donation? As long as you believe that you can resell it with a higher price in the future, then you would buy it, right? Because why would people still bid for $2.9 million for Dorsey's debut post on Twitter if they can't get anything?
Well, look here is the thing. Did you realize who was constantly rising the bid? One was the founder of Tron, and the other one is CEO of Bridge Oracle. These are the expertise in the blockchain and the cryptocurrency field with related business. What are their real intentions?
Most of the cryptocurrency players have already started this game on mining Bitcoins or Ethereum earlier when it wasn't popular.
Exactly. They have a tremendous amount of Bitcoins and Ethereum with very low prime costs. Currently, one Bitcoin costs 50,000 US dollar and one Ethereum costs 3,000 US dollars.
With 50 Bitcoins or 1,600 Ethereum brings 2.9 million of bids. Because the prime cost could cost like a few thousands or 100 US dollars to them.
Did you notice something here?
Wait, what is it?
Come back again next week and we will bring back more information to you guys.
This is Jacqueline.
And this is Jeffrey.
And we'll see you guys again next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.